everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. Today I'm going to do something on my favorite palettes. Now these are palettes that I work with on a daily basis. Like I mentioned before, I have palettes that I take to work and palettes that I keep at home for my beauty room, and I just thought it'd be fun to show you what I cannot live without when at work. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so everybody knows I'm a Tarte freak. I love Tarte. It's one of my favorite brands, and I pretty much almost have all the Tarte palettes, but I like to kind of rotate them, and these are the ones that I have right now that I'm absolutely in love with. Okay, so one of my favorites is this one right here. This is the Clay Play. Now the funny thing is these are kind of like what are they, contours, but I don't actually use them as contours. I use them as eyeshadows because they kind of tend to get a little bit like streaky or chalky on the face. I don't find like they're super blendable, and I'm not really a huge fan of the colors as far as contours because I like everything to be kind of nice and natural, except when I'm doing like editorials. If you like to check out my work on Instagram, it is Makeup by Evelise. On my headshot people that are like my normal people that aren't models or actors and they need something that's more natural, I don't like to do way too much. So I like these eyeshadow or these contour colors as eyeshadows, and this is a great palette for artists if you're going to be going on the on set or anything like that. This is great because it pretty much has all the different colors that you would need, especially for like commercial work. So this is definitely one of my favorites, and it smells delicious. And it has a really nice big mirror because people always like to see what they look like when you're on set and you don't want to carry too much stuff. These are great to have. All right, so another one that I have by Tarte is the Pro Glow. My husband bought me this one for Christmas, and I really like it a lot. And again, I use these as eyeshadows. So especially for like my darker tone girls, these are great because sometimes I've actually used this as a foundation instead of a contour, but you could use them for both, obviously, because it is contour. But I really love these as eyeshadows because they're just really nice and rich and shimmery and very blendable, and they look gorgeous on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of these colors. They're absolutely beautiful. So I don't always use like my contour palettes as contour. I a lot of times mainly use them for eyeshadows. So I am absolutely in love with this one. Okay, another one that I really like is the Charlet. I know I have a ton of Tarte. The Charlet in Bloom palette is like the perfect palette if you are like I am in your 40s, or if you're doing, if you're a pro artist and you're doing just some commercial work or, some natural stuff for brides or anything like this. This is a great palette. It is also great for traveling because it has that big mirror, but these has your shimmers, all your basic neutral colors, but it does have a couple poppy colors that are really nice for like an evening look. So you have your chocolate browns here, and then your lighter colors over here. So this is another great palette, and this is also great for traveling. I recommend any pro artist to get one of these, or some of my subscribers are asking me what are great palettes to use. This is one of my favorites. I also have one for myself, and this is definitely a go-to. All right, so my newest fave is, of course, the Colorpop. Excuse me. The Colorpop is gorgeous because I am a major shimmer fan. And ladies, for those of you that are a little over 40 like I am, I know there's sometimes people say that you shouldn't wear shimmers or anything like that. I love shimmers because I feel like it makes your skin a little bit dewy and a little bit more youthful. So don't be afraid to play with those shimmers. I mean, there is a way of putting them on. If a lot of times for myself, because I don't want a super ton of shimmer, I don't want my face to start looking crepey or anything like that. So I kind of dab it on with my finger. Like, let's see, this color right here, especially when they're heavily pigmented, I just kind of go in and dab it with my finger, and it just comes off really nice and light. If you're going out in the evening, then you could add a little bit more, but I just think shimmers are beautiful. They're my favorite to work with. I don't mind when I have a palette that only has one matte color because I prefer the shimmers. There's so many ways of working the shimmers, and of course I'll be showing you those. But anyway, this is another favorite. I love this one. It has great shimmers and it's just a great palette to have. I wish it had the mirror, but it doesn't, but I love it. All right, so my absolute holy grail that I cannot live without is my Too Faced Peach palette. This is the best palette besides the fact that it smells like peaches and I love it. It pretty much has everything. And this is great for every eye color, especially you ladies that have those beautiful blue eyes or there's, you know, amber eyes or anything like that. This is a perfect palette. I mean, I know there's so many people that are not very sure about this palette. There's some mixed reviews on it, but there's so many beautiful ways of using this palette. If you just work with the colors, they're absolutely stunning. So this is my absolute holy grail. I cannot be without this palette. If I don't have this on set, I will freak out. So this is my favorite in the whole wide world. All right, the other one that I really like is the Pure Soiree Diaries. This is a gorgeous palette. Again, it has a mirror right here. It has nice packaging and it has your neutral colors. This is an amazing palette. I think for pretty much any skin tone, except the super deeper skin tones, but this is a great palette. And you know what? The palettes that I'm using right here, I do not know who is walking in the door when I am working. So I have to be sure that I'm prepared for any skin tones. And ladies, this from light to deep, these palettes would definitely work for you. So this one is great because it just has all those neutral colors. And if you put a little spritz in there, then the colors become more vibrant and deeper. So this is another great one. Okay, now my SUBCULTURE Anastatia palette, there's so many people that are like on the fence about this. They don't like it because it's too chalky, but this is actually an amazing palette. It has crazy pigment, and you know, like I said in one of my videos before, the thing about this palette, there's so many different ways to remedy because the colors are beautiful, super pigmented. Yes, there is fallout. Yes, when you go in with your brush, it starts kind of crumbling, as you could see, but what you do is you don't put your foundation on. Don't wear your foundation or anything like that. Work your eyes and then apply your foundation. And then you're going to get the most beautiful eyeshadow colors that are really good. Yes, some of them at times when you're working them, they do get a little patchy. They get a little see-through. But again, use a little bit of your Fix Plus. Other than that, those are kind of big things, but I love this palette. I've been working with it lately and I'm absolutely a huge fan of it. All right, now I call this Tarte palette, and this is the Make Believe in Yourself. This is another holy grail that I have to have. This is kind of like, you know how they have lip gloss toppers? Well, this is like my eyeshadow topper because these colors are so pretty. They're all pretty much shimmers except for like maybe one, this one right here, but they're pretty much all shimmers. The thing about this palette, it works best with your fingers. So if you're going in with your brush and stuff, unless it's a flat brush, I don't really feel like you're gonna get enough product the way it should look unless you're placing it on your finger. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that. They're absolutely to die for. And this is my favorite color. And I never use this color, but it's my favorite. I mean, look at that. They're absolutely stunning. I never do like the whole thing because you could get the gist of it. It is just a great palette. And the way I use this, I just grab my finger, it's already in my hand, but and I just kind of go over my eyeshadows. Like you notice in my videos, when I do my eyeshadows, I love the cut creases and all like that. But the thing is, with what I do, I don't ever do like a cut crease or like a ton of makeup, even though I think it's beautiful. But when I do models, local models or actors and stuff like that, I can't be doing like the cut crease and all that stuff because that's not the look that I normally go for or what's in my market. I like everything to be really nice and soft and blended. And this is just a topper that I put on the eyes and it just looks so beautiful. So if you could get your hands on this, do it, because it's just a gorgeous palette. And it's great for any skin tones. Now, my Nubian by Juvia's Place. This is another gorgeous palette. I actually have all of them, but I have two right here. These are great, especially for deeper skin tones. I had a bridal party with the most beautiful, different, you know, skin tones. They were like light to deep, you know, skin tones. I'm tongue-tied again. But these palettes are gorgeous, especially if you use Spritz It. You will get like the most beautiful colors on your eyes. And this one right here is to die for. Look at that. It is just so beautiful. So these are another two, or actually these are the favorites out of all of them. I love these. I can't be without them. They're just so much fun and so awesome, and they're great on any skin tones. All right, so this is my next one by Too Faced. This is the Natural Love. And it looks kind of bridally, and it is big. I call it my bridal palette because it has a huge mirror for the brides to look at, and it has the most gorgeous colors for bridals, because a lot of times, actually, you know, I live in Florida. I don't have a lot of brides that want a ton of makeup or anything like that. Most of the time I get brides, they just want really nice and soft makeup. They don't want anything super heavy. So this is perfect because I have everything. I have my shimmers, I have a couple of my mattes, and they are just really pretty and soft. And every time I do a bride, I always use this palette. So this is my bridal palette. And for you pro artists, you know, when you're doing your brides, try this palette out because it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let me see what else. All right, so I was actually gonna throw this in my bronzers and stuff like that palette, but I'm so in love with this KKW Beauty palette that I had to go ahead. It's already dirty. I use it like every single day. I know this is the medium one. Now, a lot of people were kind of afraid of these colors right here because they felt like they're way too orangey, but I'm actually wearing it right now. I like the skin to look sun-kissed. I like it really nice and bright, and I feel like when I use, like, this is my Kat Von D, and I barely even touch it because I feel, and you know what, this is just my opinion because I know a lot of people love this palette, and I bought it because I know a lot of people love it, but I really don't reach out for this because I feel like it makes my face a little bit darker. I want my face to be brighter, and I'm not one of those that likes like a ton of crazy contour or anything like that. So I feel like it just kind of makes my face a little bit on the muddy side. That's my opinion, of course. And when I use my KKW, I feel like it just brightens up my face. It has like a really nice glow, and it's just like a really nice soft sun-kissed look, and I love it. So this is my absolute favorite when it comes to contour palettes, but we'll go into that in another video. But I wanted to bring that up because since I've gotten it, I cannot stop using it. So anyway, those are some of my favorite palettes of the moment. I do have a ton of other ones, and if you're interested in seeing what those are, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. Please follow me on Instagram and my social media, and I will see you again. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!